All of this wargaming was happening behind the scenes on a Nixonian scale. I mean, this is a Nixonian scandal. And no one told the president that he was about to be hit by a Mack truck tomorrow morning? Tomorrow we're going to ask the question, we're going to say, let's say they're telling us the truth. What would it mean if this president really didn't know anything about any of these scandals? You're not going to like the results. That's tomorrow. But we have to talk about what happened now, what we know. Now, Pat and Stu are going to give you some of the highlights here on the timeline. And watch this timeline. Starts March 1st, 2010.
March 1st, 2010, an IRS manager in Cincinnati, Ohio, asked employees to begin searching for 501c tax exemption applications using the terms Tea Party, Patriots, and 912 as their criteria.
April 19th, 2010, a sensitive case report on the targeted Tea Party groups is shared with Lois Lerner. This is the first time a top IRS official is given details about the Tea Party targeting.
June 29th, 2011, Lerner is again briefed that employees are using search terms such as Tea Party, Patriots, 912 Project, government spending, government debt, taxes, and Make America a Better Place to Live to flag applications.
December 2011, House Ways and Means Oversight Subcommittee staffers meet with Lerner, but she doesn't mention the targeting program at all.
January 2012, the supposedly rogue employees in Cincinnati changed their search terms. This time, the search terms aren't quite as specific as Tea Party and 912, but they still focus on political positions, such as limiting, expanding government, and social economic reform movements.
Now, that couldn't possibly be anything conservative.
No.
February 2012, The Blaze reports on the IRS mistreatment of conservative groups.
March 2012, Douglas Shulman is asked by the House Ways and Means Oversight Committee about extra scrutiny given to conservative groups. Shulman denies it.
April 26, 2012, Stephen Miller responds to a letter from 12 Republicans who asked the IRS to ensure that politics aren't targeting conservative groups unfairly. His response doesn't mention the targeting program.
May 3rd, 2012, Miller is officially briefed that conservative groups have been targeted by the IRS.
June 15th, 2012, Miller responds to a letter asking for information on how the IRS processes nonprofit applications. He doesn't mention the targeting program again.
September 11th, 2012, Miller responds to another letter from Orrin Hatch and doesn't disclose the agency's activities related to targeting conservative nonprofits.
November 9th, 2012, IRS Commissioner Doug Shulman steps down at the end of his 5-year term, and Stephen Miller, we love him, he's named acting commissioner.
April 16th, 2013, White House General Counsel Catherine Ruemmler learned of the IRS scandal.
April 24th, 2013, Ruemmler is informed the IG report will likely conclude that IRS employees wrongly targeted conservative groups. That information is shared with senior staff, including Chief of Staff Dennis McDonough. Sometime between then and May 10th, the Obama administration strategizes with the IRS on how to break the news of the scandal.
May 10th, 2013, Lerner responds to a planted question, apologizes for the IRS's targeting of conservative groups.
May 13th, 2013, President Obama claims he just found out about the IRS targeting via the news.
Of course.
Okay. Now, here's the thing. Here's another piece of news that is just coming out. Darrell Issa just said, thanks guys, Darrell Issa just said that the committee just learned yesterday that the IRS completed its own investigation into the targeting a year before the IG report was completed. Watch.
The committee has learned that from Ms. Paz that she, in fact, participated in an IRS internal investigation that concluded in May of 2012, May 3rd of 2012, and found essentially the same thing that Mr. George found more than a year later. Think about it. For more than a year, the IRS knew that it had inappropriately targeted groups of Americans based on their political beliefs, and without mentioning it, and in fact without honestly answering questions that were the result of this internal investigation.
They should go a little farther than that. At the same time, they were smearing organizations like mine or the Tea Party or 912 Project. They were smearing the Blaze, saying that we were nothing but conspiracy theorists. For more than a year, the IRS knew what they had and smeared and destroyed. For a year it went on. Now nobody's being held responsible. They just said they provided horrible customer service, inappropriately targeting conservative groups based on their political beliefs. Oh, that's poor customer service, really? Media reports, many questions, various government committees for them to claim no high-level officials knew about this? Unbelievable. Not believable. It's just not. Both Republicans and the Democrats are hammering the IRS. The question to remain is, will it get tied to this administration, all the way at the top to Obama? I said on the radio this morning that I have a solution for this, and I would like to suggest an action plan for you. I think I said this yesterday. I have not thought about going to Washington, D.C. in a long time because I'm just done with them. But it might be time. Pretty soon it might be time to go. You have to send a message to Congress. You have to tell them, stop screwing around. Okay? When Issa said there, and I'm a fan of Issa, when he said there, well, I'll tell you what, maybe we're going to do the same thing we do to the people that are under audit. No, I want you to call your congressman and I want you to call your senator and you tell them you've had enough. They missed the deadline. If you missed the deadline, you'd go to jail. You'd get fined. Your business would be closed. They're stonewalling in a way that you would never, ever get away with. You could never sit there and go, you know what, please, okay, we're inept. Never. You call your congressman, you call your senator now, and you tell them this. You demand that they are treating the IRS the way they treat you. You freeze all of their paychecks. You take back their bonuses. You freeze all assets from the IRS. And if you have to, you padlock the damn front door. There shouldn't be an IRS building open today. Not one. They should not have, there's no two sets of books here in this country. There's no two standards. The law applies to them just as it applies to you and me. That's what they do to you. We must demand that our Congress does this to the IRS until they comply. Freeze their paychecks, all of them. You want to have whistleblowers? You want to find out what really happened? You don't pay every person on the payroll for the IRS. You will see the bottom rise up, bottom up, top.